Hi guys, we're back with another episode of Coffee with Rob, and today I want to touch upon two principles that have certainly helped me achieve great success when I'm dieting to lose body weight. I will point out from the start, they are not unique, they are not special, they still work on the premise of the end goal, achieving a net balance of calories in versus calories out. Obviously, you want to have calories in less than you take out. Maintenance is equal and calories need to be more than you burn off or calories out if you want to achieve weight gain. So these principles, I will say, certainly helped me with removing the attachment of negativity with the word diet. I'd ask you the question, what's the first thing that comes to your mind if I said that you need to go on a diet? Well, straight away, you would probably, I'd argue to say more often than not, people would associate negativity with that, because dieting is associated quite often with losing weight. Although a diet could mean obviously achieve maintenance or even add body weight, but straight away is the negativity attached to it, because more often than not people associated with having to lose weight. And if you lose weight, in order to achieve a net balance of negative with that formula of calories in versus calories out, you need to reduce the amount of food you have or remove certain foods to achieve that. I will point out here, okay, this is a story for another day, but obviously you don't even have to remove anything out of your diet or reduce the calories. You can burn off more, but let's face it, it's easier to reduce calories going in rather than increasing your effort to remove them to fit that formula. Now, I said before, okay, these aren't unique, they're not special, but they could be a very good tool to add to your weaponry if you wanted to lose weight. Now, a bit of background before I go into the principles. I came across these during COVID. I came into COVID at 105 kilogram body weight, just over, and I was into powerlifting. I had competed, I was planning to compete again, so the goal was just to remain a good level of body weight that would allow me to achieve improvements in my power lift, so the squat, bench, deadlift, and I didn't want to get unhealthy with it or add too much body fat. However, sometimes body fat just happens when you're trying to add weight, and I was prepared to put on a little bit, but I wanted to keep it minimal. When COVID hit and we went into lockdown, I quite simply didn't have the tools necessary to keep up those heavy lifts at home, so therefore I had to channel my efforts into new objectives whilst we went into lockdown. We had no idea obviously how long we were going to be in lockdown for, but I couldn't powerlift any longer. That couldn't be the key goal, so therefore I removed my attentions into more calisthenic orientated goals. And 105 kilos that is suitable for powerlifting, to me, is not suitable for calisthenics. Considering calisthenics was relatively new to me, I had some movements, so body weight movements is what calisthenics is. I had some movements that I did pre-COVID, but generally I didn't focus on it. So I had to obviously lose body weight to be more suitable for body weight training. So I had to go on a diet and lose weight. Straight away, I was the same as everyone else, or most people, negativity. I didn't want to remove calories from my diet. I liked my diet, I enjoyed it, and I've said before many times, I am a volume eater. I have a big appetite, so the thought of dieting down or removing calories from me is quite a painful experience, okay? So extreme negativity going into that, and I didn't enjoy it. But I follow quite a few influencers or nutritionists or people in the fitness space, but very few people do actually sit there and take note of when they say something. And Paul Carter, or on Instagram, I think his handle is Lift Run Bang. He is one of those people that I do take note of, and he suggested for him different objective for him, but by looking at your calories in a broader time frame, and this is the first principle, instead of what most people will look at when it comes to their calories, their amount of calories they have, is on a daily amounts. Now, by doing this, it gives you some flexibility, okay, how you achieve that goal. So I worked out my calories to be 3,000, give or take, per day, 3,000 calories. So if I started looking at it from a weekly perspective, that's 21,000 calories a week. There's some flexibility in how I can achieve that balance. I could drop my calories and obviously leave space later on in the week where I might have a cheat meal. Now, he did this on I'd say I want to say exotic way, it's not exactly the word I'm looking for, but let's say extreme way, where he'd reduce it quite a lot and allow him a space during the week. For him, I believe it was a Friday night, where he could just sit down, relax with his daughter and have whatever he wanted and not care about the macros. For me, as long as I was under my 21,000 calorie maintenance, I knew my body weight would drop. Okay, so what I did, I took out 1,000 calories every day. So I was eating 2,000 calories, which gave me obviously a balance of 14,000 calories. So, sorry, not a balance, but I was under by 7,000 calories, and that would give me a space of 7,000 calories that I could eat whatever I wanted. It's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to eat 7,000 calories in a single sitting, but I chose a Saturday night where I could put my kid to bed and sit down with the wife and just have whatever I wanted. If I wanted pizza, it didn't matter to me, okay, because as long as it was under 7,000 calories, I could have it. I could add in some cookies, I could add some treats. It didn't have to be sweet treats, it could be whatever I wanted. And like I say, it gives you an opportunity just to remove that, oh, I'm on a diet, and just eat things and boost your morale, okay. It will help you, okay, just to feel more normal. That's the best way to put it. And that's what I did. I did go to extremes towards the end of it. So I did this for about 3 months, and the reason why I stopped is because, as I say, I did it too extreme. There were times where I'd actually remove 2,000 calories per day and leave so much room for a pig out. It was almost like I was doing this for the purpose of that pig out, and I didn't enjoy it towards the end, so that's why I moved away from it. But I had a lot of fun, okay, doing this. It rediscovered my creativity in the kitchen. I used to create my foods, I create menus. I'd take a recipe that I saw and try and make it healthier to fit my macros, okay. And like I say before, I had no longer the negative attachment to diet. I could have fun with it, and I didn't have, well, to an element, I did remove obviously certain foods and calories during the week, but I'd add them back in at the weekend, and as long as I was under my maintenance, I would lose weight. And I did. I lost a lot of weight doing this, okay. So I knew visually, I could see I was losing weight, but jumping on the scales, and I'm not a massive believer in this, okay, but jumping on the scales, I did actually lose weight as well, and felt, I say, good in the beginning, but towards the end I took it too far. So it's just maybe a caution you should add to this if you wanted to use this as a tool to achieve your balance of meeting your desired objective with calories in versus calories out. The second principle, again, okay, it wasn't introducing a revolutionary new concept, okay, it's the principle of fasting, and I say introduced, it was highlighted by Mark Bell, okay. Now, if you don't know Mark Bell, certainly if you're into fitness, I don't know what you've been doing, but Mark Bell is based in Sacramento. He owns Super Training Gym, and he has a very successful podcast, and he's very big in the world of powerlifting and the fitness space. But I liked the way he described fasting. Now, I always knew about fasting. It's been around since the dawn of time, but I never had a place for it in my style of dieting pre-COVID. Obviously, doing powerlifting, eating quite an obscene amount of calories every day, fasting just wouldn't fit into that approach. Okay, so for me, I never had a place for it. I was always intrigued by it, and I didn't really listen to the hype of if it's healthy or if it's unhealthy, okay, what it did to the body. I just liked the idea of, well, working on the principle number one, okay, or principle number one, by trimming down your calories through the week and adding them back in at the weekend. Well, why not remove meals and placing those calories at points of the day where you might be at your hungriest? Now, for me, I have more of an appetite towards the end of the day than the beginning. So for me, I could fast in the morning and save those calories for when that appetite kicks in. You don't have to, obviously. This isn't revolutionary, like I say, but it is a tool you could potentially use to help you move your diet in a way that's more suitable for your appetite. For me, it was the evening. For you, it might be morning. You might very seldomly get an appetite during the evening. It's up to you. You can fit it in however you want. I didn't care, okay, about the science, if it was healthy or if it wasn't, okay, is there health benefits of it? Does it boost testosterone, which I've heard on social media? There's science into suggesting it does. There's science to suggest it doesn't. Who cares? I'm doing it to, as I say, maneuver the calories around to help me get to my key objective of losing weight. And I still do apply these two principles to a degree in my diet, and it keeps it from being monotonous and boring, which quite often you have when you diet down or even increase your calories, because quite obviously most of the time you should be doing it in the healthiest way. What the healthiest way is, okay, I will leave that argument for another day. But essentially, if you're achieving at least 80-90% of the time getting your health in check, you have a percentage where you can play around with it and have whatever you want. As I say, you don't have to. Like I say, it's nothing special, it's not unique, but they are tools you can add into your weaponry to help you take away that negative attachment that's quite often used when you use the word diet. Okay, I had a lot of fun doing both of these. As I said before, I still do apply them somewhere. If you're going out, for example, on a Friday night to a party and you know you're gonna have some drink, okay, some, I suppose, naughty food in your diet, okay, that's considered unhealthy, then maybe fast for that day and leave those calories for that party. Or, like I say, take your calories instead of on a daily basis and use them on a weekly basis. Chip away at calories, okay, through the week, and leave yourself ample room where you don't really have to worry about the macros you're going to consume at that party. These are just methods that I use today. If I'm going on a holiday, I will, okay, use fasting or the principle from number one, okay, and remove calories in the build up towards that holiday where I can go away and just relax and not worry about it. I'll always aim to go the healthiest route, okay. I will always try and get my micronutrients and macronutrients in as close as I can. But if I want a cheesecake, if I want to have a drink, if I want to have a pizza, this allows me to fit those in to my macros and not feel guilty about having them. Okay, I say that although there's always a bit of guilt there when you do, even though you know it's within your macronutrient targets, but it's still there. Okay, I just try and keep it at a minimum. So guys, listen, if you have done these, okay, or if you want to ask any more questions on this, okay, I'll be more than happy to take them and help you in answering them. So feel free to do so, and I hope this has been. I hope this has helped you in understanding there are exciting ways to go about, okay, about achieving your desired calorie target, if you like. Okay, you don't just have to follow the boring, monotonous approach to dieting. Okay, so guys, that's all I have to say today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, guys, and reach out to me if you want to know more or you have any questions on either of these principles. Guys, all the best. I'll see you next time.